My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire, where I'm going to be doing a second attempt at a challenge run that we've already tried to do, which was called, I believe in the original incarnation by Joseph R, it was called If It Costs More, It Must Be Worth More, but for the sake of the size of the titles for YouTube, I called it Bigger is Better. And the general idea is you play as Rhapsody, a noob player who assumes that the more expensive a card is to play, the better it must be. Because of this, you disdain value cards and adore overpriced cards. Therefore, you must abide by the following rules. You select only card rewards that have 2 or more as their energy cost and skip on the rest. When removing cards, you must take the cheapest cards out of your deck, removing 0 cost, then 1 cost, etc. For the sake of sanity, curses and other no-cost cards are considered 0 cost. The reason it says no-cost cards is because Joseph was trying to safeguard against me making a discard deck and having 0 cost cards like Reflex, Tactician, and Underhanded Strike in it. And I assumed that to mean X cost cards. Apparently X cost cards count as my current mana value. So if I encounter it and I have 4 energy, I have to take it because it's going to be the highest, most expensive thing I can find. You cannot intentionally take cards that would reduce, upgrades rather, that would reduce the cost of these cards. Legendary cards are exempt from these rules because even Rhapsody knows that gold is equal to valuable. Now, apparently the exemption from those rules is not limited. So I do have the ability to remove golden cards that cost more, rather than having to remove the golden card that costs the least first. Essentially, you must play it as though the most important thing in the game is having a deck full of cards with huge numbers in the top left border, disregarding strategy in favor of expensive card picks. Now, I believe the only class that would be able to fundamentally make this work is going to be the Ironclad, so I am going to try and do it with the Ironclad. Obtain a random rare card. Ooh. Or I could remove 2 cards, get my high cost cards earlier. Sure, let's remove 2 cards. 2 1 costs there because those are the lowest cost cards I have in my deck. And as we all know, low cost cards are inherently worse. Higher numbers is equal to better, more good. What do you mean that isn't a sentence? What do you mean that isn't a legal construction of words? Now, last time we did this, we were extremely blessed to have an early copy of Bludgeon show up in our game. We can't rely on that happening. But God, it'd be nice if it did. Enemy's not defended this turn. I should be able to kill. Yeah. 2 cost. Take a Perfected Strike there that is already worse than a typical card would be. Yay. Or rather than a typical Perfected Strike would be, because I removed low-cost cards from my deck. Also, interestingly, can't take any of those. This is anti-synergistic because a lot of the strike cards you can add to your deck are 1 cost or 0. 1 cost or 1 cost, almost exclusively, in fact. So this Perfected Strike is also going to get worse because as the game goes on, I'm going to remove more of these low-cost cards from my deck. And there goes my ability to use that Perfected Strike. So, you know, whoops. We'll lose 18 HP here rather than the max HP. Because we were already still at max HP. So the 18 HP, we lost 18. Whereas if we'd taken the max HP option and lost 6, we would have lost 6 anyway. So what I'm saying is I was choosing between losing 6 and losing 18, right? So if I am going to lose at least 6, I've just chosen to lose 12 more in order to keep 6 max HP. Alright, I should be able to land a kill pretty much with ease next turn. Yeah. Nope, none of those are expensive enough, thank you very much. I'm a discerning man of, discerned tastes. I need only your most expensive cards, please, Spire. You cannot handle my most expensive cards. I'm going into battle, and I need only your most expensive card! Hey! That's a bludgeon. What up, game? Let's go. It's not fair. I know how you feel. You're looking at this and you go, that's not fair. And I agree. I'm on your side. But while it's not fair, I'm just gonna benefit from it. Bottled Flame, put can't take that. Put the bludgeon in my opening hand. Smith, upgrade the bludgeon. Let's go. Whee! Alright, I'm immediately gonna kill one of the side ones so that next turn I'm not facing a bunch of damage. Start working on this sentry. So now I have the option for Perfected Strike or a bludgeon to kill it. Beautiful. And then bludgeon is possibly in my next hand. It wasn't, unfortunately. If it was, we would have landed that kill with ease. But instead, we land it with slight malice. Oddly smooth stone at the start of combat, gain 1 dex. And that is a flame barrier to benefit from the dex that we've just gained. Also, letter opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. We're not going to be playing 3 skills in many turns. I draw the... Damn. If I had, at that point, drawn the bludgeon, it would have been lethal because of the vulnerability. Whereas now I'm actually going to have to rely... Yeah. Beautiful. Bronze Scales. Whenever you take damage, deal 3 back. Bludgeon. Not bludgeon, sorry, a Juggernaut. Which is whenever you gain block, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. Unfortunately, I have to take it. Oh, wait a second. Legendary cards are exempt from these rules, but because we want them. So I did have to take it anyway. Magic Flower. Healing is 50% more powerful during combat. That is handy. That's going to increase the amount of HP we get from Burning Blood to 9. We have a fight after this. So by upgrading 2 random cards, I'm going to enter that fight on 1 HP. That's not okay. Yeah, this fight, there's almost no way I'm getting out of this without taking damage. Okay, so it looks like I actually would have gotten out of this without taking damage, but we had to be pretty lucky for that. Strength Potion is going to be more powerful for us. Nope, none of those. Well, I would die right here, right? Good kill. Ah, Searing Blow, crumbs. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna rest. It's too possible that I actually die in this fight. I can't have my draw interrupted, so I'm actually gonna drink that potion there to prevent the draw reduction that would have been applied to me. I really would like to see my bludgeon in that hand. It would have been super handy. I'm going to double strike the backline because if I'm made weak, it's not going to be easy to kill that acid slime. Yeah, the bludgeon's now just a bit damage, just a little bit of damage short, rather. Like, I need to use bludgeon every time it comes up, but there it was actually not good. Ugh. This is really, really bad. Well, at least I can kill both of them. And now that I'm not weakened, a bludgeon just kills the front liner. Beautiful. Gold cards are exempt from this rule, by the way. I can take a brutality here. I was specifically told that gold cards are reasonably exempt from this rule. Like, it was clarified in a further comment by the person who made the initial challenge, Joseph R. So I'll take a brutality. Runik Pyramid is actually not that bad. It draws one fewer cards each turn, but I only play like one card each turn. Yeah. I'm going to take the Runik Pyramid, and it's the draw reduction effect from it, draw one fewer cards each turn, is actually going to be meted out by Brutality. Now, oftentimes, people don't really give me information about what they want me to do at shops if I encounter one. So oftentimes, I kind of have to house rule that myself. If you would prefer your rule be included, make sure to tell me if there's something special that I have to do or not do at shops, because otherwise, I have no way of knowing. I cannot intuit what you think. Hell, sometimes even when you tell me, I don't know what you think, so, you know. I think I may have made a horrible mistake. Move card from my deck. This is exempt. I was told this is exempt. Gold cards are exempt because Rhapsody knows that they are valuable. I'm actually going to remove a defend because I need my Perfected Strike to still be reasonable right now. Not getting extra energy does make this really difficult. This is going to stop 10 damage. Damn it. There's the bludgeon. None of those. Remove all strikes, lose 30% of your max HP and gain 5 bites. I mean, the problem with that is then Perfected Strike does 6 damage. But also, the Magic Flower means that these will heal me for 3 each. And when they're upgraded, they'll heal me for 5, I believe. So this is actually going to be a reasonably effective way to keep my HP up. Whirlwind is X cost, which means it is, at the moment, 3 costs, so I had to pick it up. I also really wanted it, which helps, but I did have to pick it up. I had no choice in the say. No choice in the say. No matter in the choice. No say in the matter. There, that one was actually correct. I was trying to fuck it up multiple times, and I accidentally said the right thing. I'm probably dead in this fight, by the way, but, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, this is real sad. It is very difficult to defend myself. Because the defensive cards that I've been offered have not been high cost. Well, see, from now on, I'm just gonna bite. Wish I had a defend available this turn. I'm gonna play the Whirlwind, just get it out of my hand so I can try and get a defend. Beautiful. Bite. Bite. Defend. And then next turn, I'm just gonna bite as well. Just trying to get some HP, claw some HP back at the end of this fight. Alright, pair, raise your max HP by 10. Blood for Blood. It is the most expensive card. It's 4 costs. That is a cost that just doesn't exist in this game. Outside of it and Eviscerate, making them the 2 most expensive cards. We need all of these bites upgraded. Again, I was not told what to do at a shop. I don't know if I want Impervious. What I do know is I do want to remove another low-cost card from my deck. Get another Defend out of here. We're just going to heal ourselves up. People are going to call it invalid if I don't take the Impervious, so I'm just going to take it, but it was not a thing that I had to do. I need you to know that. I'm also going to take a regen potion to keep me alive while I try and do some stupid Ooh, gambling chip at the start of combat. Discard as many cards as you'd like and then draw that many. There we go. Obviously, the best thing that we could get at any point is going to be... ooh. Okay, look how much... That does heal me for 5. An upgraded bite heals me for 5 with the magic flower. So it is worth noting that is a ridiculous thing. Unfortunately, not going to be capable of defending myself this turn. And all of these high-cost cards are going to stay in my hand. So I'm just going to manually bite. Beautiful. Well, I now just use as many bites as I can, which is 1. Am I actually that dumb? I should have used the lower cost bite, and then I would have been able to kill with a bludgeon, but I'm not good. I'm just bad in concept. Right. None of those are expensive enough, thank you. Here I should probably rest. Although I could choose to add a card to my deck and just add the most expensive card. But again, events were not decided, so... Well, the thing is, here there's actually none. Except for Whirlwind, so... Alright, I'll just take Whirlwind, I guess. Smith, we just need to upgrade all these bites. That's so important. We're going to be using them as our only source of HP, so, yeah. I can't be weakened, otherwise it's going to be impossible for me to kill this mad gremlin, ever. Delectable damage on the back line. Okay, this only wastes 18, so it only wastes 5. I get to bite. I'll use the lower cost Whirlwind to get it out of my hand. Which thankfully keeps the higher cost Whirlwind all to me. Ha 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 ha. Bye. Use the lower cost Whirlwind again. And then I'll just finish this enemy off with bites. Blue Candle. Curse cards can now be played. Playing a curse will make you lose 1 HP and exhaust the card. Shockwave. 2 cost. I just want to get until after this boss so that I can see whether or not I was... Oh, yikes. I'm actually going to use Shockwave here. But I want to get until after this boss so that I can see whether or not I'm going to get Snecko Eye, which is the thing that would make this, you know, winnable by and large. I can actually farm my way back to full HP here by exclusively biting this enemy. So I'm going to do that. I don't want to play Brutality because I don't want to be losing HP every turn. I do need to keep making space in my hand, though. Delectable. And then I just let her heal back up before I kill her. Before I ever hit her again. Alright, you're doing 12 damage this turn. I'll use a Flame Barrier and a Bite. And I can Whirlwind for nothing. Now, this is a little bit kind of... How would I term it? This is close to what I used to do with the Binding of Isaac, which is breaking the game. You find some sort of repetitive course of action that you can take in the course of a natural game that completely invalidates the run in some way. Here, it's allowing us to fully heal. But in, in Darkest Dungeon, it might be allowing you in a fight to stall while you fully stress and full heal all of your characters. There's Perfected Strike I have to take. It's an interesting thing. In Binding of Isaac, obviously, it's just farming out infinite items. Yeah, this brutality was a bad pickup. Not really helping me. Now, unfortunately, I can't stop Blood for Blood from making itself cheaper. So you're just gonna have to trust me that I don't like that it's as cheap as it is. Because you know me. I think that bigger cards are better exclusively across the board forever with no ever, bad phrasing, Ryan, no exceptions. A lot of junk cluttering up this hand. Should likely play that wherever it's available. There's your buff. Now you're only a couple turns from giving me your what for with the giant execute. Yeah, that's just short of 60 damage there, so I'm not too pleased about it. Uh-huh. It's a lot of damage you're putting out there, friend. Pretty sure I'm dead. I'm only just alive. You need to rest. No. All right. If you didn't rest for a couple turns there, I was dead regardless. With no extra energy and no ability to duplicate attacks or anything like that. We're just dead. Without that, without the bites, we would have been dead so much earlier there. So much earlier. Let's have a look at the compendium so we can look at our, statistics. Nope. Run history. There we go. So if those two perfected strikes didn't show up, the deck would have run a lot smoother because those kind of ended up blocking up our hands a lot of the time. The impervious... it was useful in exactly one circumstance. There's one more circumstance in which I thought it would be useful. It's funny, for a deck that was based around playing big cards, the best thing we had there was the bite plus the magic flower. Doesn't really reflect well on the deck. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. That has been a second attempt at Bigger is Better. If only we could have killed that boss and then got Snecko Skull. Maybe we would have finally been onto something. Until next time, hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time. I just said it. Just before? Remember? It's like 4 seconds ago. Feel free to rewind. See? I told you. Bye.